Good afternoon. I'd like to call to order the March 15th Salina City Commission meeting. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mayor Larson.
Here.
Commissioner Angel.
Here.
Commissioner Arpke. Commissioner Jennings.
Here.
Commissioner Peck.
Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. At this time, we have our citizens forum. This is where anyone from the public can come up and speak on any topic not on today's agenda. Please come to the podium and give us your name and address. Seeing that there is none, there are no awards and proclamations or public hearings and items scheduled for a certain time, so we will move on to the consent agenda.
Item 6.1, approve the minutes of March 8, 2010. Item 6.2, award of contract to repair exterior of the Gypsum Hill Cemetery Hillcrest Mausoleum, project number 10-2819 to Mid-Continental Restoration Company in the amount of $32,190. Item number 6.3, resolution number 10-6717, authorizing a marketing agreement for the Smoky Hill River Festival.
Is there an item that a commissioner wishes to have pulled from the consent agenda?
No.
If not, I'll ask for action.
Mayor, I move we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 3-0. There is no development business, so we will move on to administration.
Item 8.1, second reading, ordinance number 10-10537, providing an amendment of a PC-5 district to allow new drying equipment and overhead doors to be added to an automated car wash facility on property addressed as 215 West Crawford.
This ordinance was passed on first reading March the 8th. Since that time, no comments have been received. Is there any additional public comment? If not, I'll bring it back to the commission for action.
Mayor, I move that we approve on second reading ordinance number 10-10537.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt on second reading ordinance number 10-10537, providing an amendment of a PC-5 district to allow new drying equipment and overhead doors to be added to the automated car wash facility on property addressed as 215 West Crawford. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Angel.
Aye.
Commissioner Arpke. Commissioner Jennings.
Aye.
Commissioner Peck. Mayor Larson.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0.
Item 8.2, second reading, ordinance number 10-10538, providing an amendment of a PC-5 district to allow new drying equipment and overhead doors to be added to an automated car wash facility on property located addressed as 1100 East Iron Avenue.
This ordinance also was passed on first reading March the 8th. Since that time, no comments have been received. Is there any additional public comment? If not, I'll bring it back to the commission for action.
Mayor, I move we adopt ordinance number 10-10538 on second reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt on second reading ordinance number 10-10538, providing an amendment of a PC-5 district to allow new drying equipment and overhead doors to be added to their automated car wash facility. This property addressed at 1100 East Iron Avenue. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Angel.
Aye.
Commissioner Arpke. Commissioner Jennings.
Aye.
Commissioner Peck. Mayor Larson.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0.
Item 8.3, second reading ordinance number 10-10539, providing an amendment to Chapter 42, Article 4, Section 42-60 of the Salina Code pertaining to home occupations to allow window tinting as a permitted home occupation in a residential zoning district and allow the Board of Zoning Appeals to approve automotive window tinting as a home occupation that can be conducted in a detached garage.
This ordinance was passed on first reading March 8th. Since that time, no comments have been received. Is there any additional public comment? If not, I will ask the commission for action.
Mayor, I make a motion that we approve ordinance number 1010539 on second reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt on second reading ordinance number 10-10539. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say nay. Oh, excuse me. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Angel?
Aye.
Commissioner Arpke? Commissioner Jennings?
Aye.
Commissioner Peck? Mayor Larson?
Aye. Motion passes 3-0.
Item 8.4, resolution number 10-6711, approving a project development agreement to provide technical audit services on the water meter infrastructure with Siemens Industry Incorporated.
Ms. Tasker.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. Salina's water system has nearly 20,500 meters. Water meters typically slow down or under-register as they age. The accepted industry standard is to replace water meters within a 10 to 15-year service period. Based on the total number of water meters we have in a 15-year replacement cycle, we need to be replacing about 1,350 meters a year. Currently, with our other workload and such, we're only able to replace about 500 meters per year. At this time, 70% of our meters are 10 years or older. With a 3% loss in readings, that equates to anywhere from $400,000 to $600,000 per year in unbilled water and wastewater services, depending upon the water usage. To address the meter age issue in a timely manner, a performance contract program is being considered. The objective is to develop a guaranteed self-funded program that pays for itself within a 10-year period. There are 4 phases to this type of a program. Phase 1 is request for qualifications. An open qualification-based selection was utilized as defined by the city's purchasing policy. Siemens Industries Incorporated was selected. The second phase is contract negotiations, and it consists of 2 steps. The first step is a project development agreement to complete a technical audit of the meter infrastructure to determine the accuracy of our existing meters. If the audit delivers a cash positive project for the city, and with City Commission approval, we'd move to the second step, which is a performance contract agreement, which would be developed to define the project scope, cost, and financial terms. The third phase is construction, implementation, and financing, and the final phase is monitoring and verification. This is a similar program that was used with Chevron for the building efficiency type projects. There is no physical impact to the City of Salina for the technical audit services. As the project development agreement states, if the result of the audit delivers a cash positive project for the city, the expectation is to enter into good faith negotiations towards a performance contract agreement. However, if through good faith negotiations we're unsuccessful to come to terms for the agreement, or the city elects to defer entering into a performance contract, whether that's for a set time or forever, there is no cost for the work that Siemens doing for the technical audit to the City of Salina. A budget estimate of $8 million is included in the capital improvement program for water meter replacement. Staff recommends that the City Commission approve resolution number 10-6711, approving a project development agreement to provide technical audit services for the city's water meter infrastructure with Siemens Industry Incorporated of Buffalo Grove, Illinois. Representatives from Siemens Industries Incorporated are here today, and either they or myself would be glad to answer any questions that you might have.
Questions of staff?
I would understand that the self-supporting fund would be one that the technical audit would reveal that the inaccuracies that we're talking about are all on the negative side.
And that is true, and typically that's what we would see for water meters. They lose accuracy. They don't.
As they wear out,
They wear out.
it'll go to the negative side. It's not the
That's correct. And when water meters are first manufactured, they range between 98.5% and 101.5%. So they're not 100% when they come right out of the factory. There's a 1.5% tolerance there. And we based what discussion we've done to this point that we began with 98.5%, and if we can gain 3%, then we feel like the project can go forward. Based on the age of our meters, we feel we might have a greater loss than that, and that we could have some of our larger meters that may be misapplied. We may have the wrong type of meter in that location. So those meters been in there for years, so we feel there's a lot of issues that could help us as far as accuracy.
So the 10-year self-supporting fund, is that after 10 years it becomes a self-supporting fund based on the savings or the recoverable billings that we'd have because of the accuracy, or how does that work, and about how much a year?
Oh, I didn't bring the exact numbers and as we come through that, but virtually by the 10-year period, I believe we had shown we were cash positive by quite a reasonable amount within the first 10 years. A few million. I can't remember the exact number, but we were cash positive prior to the 10 years. And it really depends upon where we end up with the actual accuracy that we can come to. And we would bring all of that information back. They're going to pull roughly 270 residential meters and test about 10% of our larger meters to give us a better feel for where we really stand. So we're hoping with that information we can present a pretty strong case.
Yeah, Commissioners, just one other thing to highlight too. This gives us an opportunity to work with them to see if there's if we can utilize any of the meter reading technologies that are out there too. Because right now we physically read some of our meters, and we have older kind of a pen technology to kind of read remotely. But there are obviously much newer technologies out there today that may make it a little more efficient to read. So we'll see what's out there, and they'll help us through that, and maybe we can hopefully improve our efficiency there as well and save some cost.
Ms. Tasker, out of curiosity, who was the other firm that was interviewed, and where are they from?
Johnson Controls, and the office was from Lenexa that visited us.
Just curious.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Why was Siemens chosen over Johnson?
As we went through the evaluation, we had 10 criteria that we evaluated them, and they basically applied to the proposals. They were weighted at 20 for 5 of the criteria that pertained to the proposal. Then we had 5 more criteria that was a little more specific to Salina. And as we looked through it, the committee felt that Siemens had a much better understanding of HTE, which is our software used for billing, and had staff that was located in Florida that could go visit with HTE and pull it together for us. So that seemed to be a big plus. They had their own program for uploading the data into our water customer accounting software, and that impressed some people very much in our group, considering the efforts they go through to get all of that done. So that was, I believe, the highest point, and the fact that they seem to have a little better understanding of some of our local conditions from the research that they'd done. But they were very, very close in points, but that was a key area.
Does the technical audit become ours regardless of the outcome of negotiations on the performance contract?
Yes, because that'll be information that's turned over to us.
Okay.
That's correct.
Any other questions?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll open it up to public comment. Seeing that there is none, I'll bring it back to the Commission for action.
Mayor, I move we approve resolution number 10-6711.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to adopt resolution number 10-6711, approving a project development agreement to provide technical audit services on the water meter infrastructure with Siemens Industry. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 3-0.
Item 8.5, resolution number 10-6716, authorizing the mayor to execute and cause to be filed an appeal letter to FEMA on behalf of the citizens of Salina.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners.
Mr. Stack. Oh.
Thank you. Thank you. What I've handed you is Exhibit D. We had Exhibits A through C in the packet. Dean was furiously working on Exhibit D, which is the pile of stuff here. Is this all of it, Dean? There's a little bit more. There's a little bit more, but this is what's going to go to FEMA. We're spending FedEx tonight to FEMA Region 7 as well as Washington, D.C., and then the stuff to Michael Baker Jr., who is the consultant for, or the contractor for FEMA, will go to tomorrow, but that's Dean's working on that now. So just a little background. As we talked about last week in the study session, the city has reviewed the maps with our consultant, AMEC Environmental, and have found what we believe to be are some errors or some basis for appeal. And we are requesting that the mayor sign the resolution to authorize us to appeal this with the letter that we've, Jared Johnson actually crafted for us and has researched exactly what we need to say to give us the best chance legally as well as technically too. And Dean also gave me this today, what FEMA will do upon receipt of appeals and protests. They have to acknowledge them and then send a letter back to us, to the floodplain administrator. And they're supposed to review all the appeals and protests and the support data submitted with them and then respond to them. So we're going to send them a lot of stuff and they have to respond to us, and when they do respond, then we can report back to the citizens and to all the people who have given us comments and protest forms what the status is. So we believe that will take a while, but we are not sure how long. Yeah, we do not. They do not say how long. They said, I think a reasonable time is what they said in their letter. A reasonable
What's the
time.
definition of reasonable?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they haven't seen a place like Salina yet, so we'll see how it goes. So I'm open to questions.
Questions of Mr. Stack? On behalf of all the people that I know you have worked with here in Salina, I do want to thank your office for being very patient. I'm sure you're still fielding calls, and especially for the public meetings that you had. I know they were larger in number than what you even anticipated, because by the evening you had to open up that room divider so that you could accommodate everybody. So it was very important, and I'm very appreciative that your department did that for the citizens of Salina.
Yeah, it's a team effort. I think Dean's taken the brunt of it all.
Well,
I'm here reporting to you
very
on
much. Yeah,
the AMEX stuff, but yeah, it's been a team effort. So yeah, we'll keep working on it.
I've had a lot of people contact me telling me that they're grateful that Salina took it upon themselves to offer this service free, because there's very many communities that didn't even go that extra step. So,
Okay. Thank you.
no, thank you.
Thank you.
Any public comment? If not, I'll bring it back to the commission for action.
Mayor, I make a motion that we pass resolution number 106716, authorizing the mayor to execute and cause to be filed an appeal letter to FEMA on behalf of the citizens of Salina.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt resolution number 10-6716, authorizing the mayor to execute and cause to be filed an appeal letter to FEMA. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 3-0.
Motion to add to the agenda.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oops. Can we rewind to the very beginning of the meeting?
I don't think you need to be concerned about that. I think it's certainly appropriate to add it at this point, if that's your wish.
Okay.
And we hope it is.
And if it's not our wish?
Well, it's,
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we add an executive session to today's agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to add an executive session to today's agenda. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed say nay. Motion passes 3-0.
Mayor, I make a motion that we move into executive session for 30 minutes to discuss with legal counsel matters subject to the attorney-client privilege for reason that the public discussion of those matters would waive the privilege and adversely affect the city's interest in the matters, and reconvene at 4:52 p.m.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that that we recess into executive session. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 3-0. Do you expect any action?
We do not.
Okay, we are in executive session. Thank you.